Hey everyone, I'm Charting Man Dan, trader and technical analyst for the last 13 years. In this video, we're going to check in on the market's reaction to Powell and the FOMC. Spoiler alert, it was bullish. We have not set daily lower highs yet, and we are now creating some space where into next week, the question is going to be, can bulls shape up daily uptrends? Let's see how things have shifted in response to the initial reaction to the FOMC, remembering that tomorrow and Friday is when we're going to see some significant capital moving around. So we got bounce continuation, and we didn't have a very volatile reaction to Powell and the conference. And really, it's just the hourly uptrend. We set an hourly high or low. We held hourly EMA 12. There were no red flags for the bulls at any point today. And the reaction, as we can see, it did chop around a little bit, but overall, bulls held on. So as we know, we're scouting for when the top of this bounce is set. We will lose the hourly uptrend. We will either have an hourly rising wedge, an hourly head and shoulders, or some kind of other indication that the hourly uptrend is changing to an hourly downtrend. The next major resistance level is where we topped out the weak bounce attempt, which was 424.82 on SPY. And the big question is going to be into next week. Do we see the bulls able to confirm a daily uptrend? If you're measuring retracement sizes, look from the last weekly level. So if I'm looking at SPY here, I'm looking at the top of the weekly, the low here, it's a 50% bounce retracement. So bulls do have space. If we confirm a daily uptrend, we're going to start talking about a monthly high or low, shaping up into the end of the year. But not until we start having the bulls prove it with a daily uptrend confirming. So again, what that has to do is we've got to eventually top out wherever that is. The higher, the better, obviously. Pull back, form the high or low. I mean, we've got plenty of examples here. This was a daily trend change, getting a weekly bounce going. This one wasn't much of a daily trend change, but it was a solid bounce. And so, nice win for the bulls. Another bounce from daily oversold conditions. NASDAQ, same deal. Same resistance to be watching. 359.91 coming into play. Again, we got a clear hourly support level from today. Anything above 352.63 keeps the bulls in complete control. And measuring our retracement size, we can see that it is right around 50%. Again, the monthly chart for the NASDAQ, much stronger than many other places, trying to hold monthly EMA 12 in daily oversold conditions. We got right down to it. And so as much space as possible, then we scout a daily high or low. Bulls have to prove the daily trend change. So in the short term, hourly uptrend guide. NVDA, I'm extremely impressed with this hold of 400, and AMD earnings definitely a factor. AMD was a bearish earnings reaction, and then the bulls just launched on the day today. Just a huge day, and we have a resistance line that the bulls are breaking here. And so again, another name where a monthly high or low is trying to form for AMD, and that's sparking the semiconductors to bounce. They were not participating in this bounce. It was a lower high every day the last 5 days. Big green day today. Again, it's another sector where, if you're bear, you want to see a downtrend follow through. And what we have is a downtrend straight into a bounce, and now a downtrend trying to go straight into a bounce, a lower low, straight into a bounce. And so again, the monthly time frame, all things considered, there are no red flags on the monthly chart for the NASDAQ and the semiconductors right now. That can change. I'm open to that changing. But in this moment, monthly charts are extremely healthy for SMH and QQQ. Both have to confirm daily uptrends at this point still, but just making note of that monthly chart to not forget about the bigger picture, because we can easily get lost in the short term where the bears have had nice control the last 2 weeks, absolutely. Tesla, trying to get its daily bounce going. Still a ton of work to do here. And there was another wave of relative weakness this morning, just like Monday, where, this is the chart on the 5-minute time frame with the bears in complete control until 11 a.m. What was QQQ doing at that point in time? Going up. I mean, they were really diverging from each other. And we recovered at the end of the day thanks to the FOMC reaction, but we're looking up at resistance. Anything under 222.05 is just a daily lower high. Again, got to see a big enough bounce to shape up a daily trend change. Tesla bulls still have a lot of work to do. Definitely feels like someone large has been selling Monday and today, but who knows? Healthcare, One of the weaker bounces, again, you look at the retracement. Let's compare it to SPY and QQQ. Not even close to 382. It's a much weaker bounce. It's still a possible daily bear flag. This is the weakest bounce of the major three sectors. I'm looking at QQQ, XLF, XLV. XLV is the weakest and has the most proving to do at this point. XLF is the strongest bounce. It got over 50% retracement. We broke through that double top at 32.37. And again, you just look at the weekly chart, and we've already gotten back more than half of that big 2-week drop. The key here for XLF is the monthly higher low in this equilibrium. Bulls have to confirm the daily uptrend. If they do, we start talking about the potential of a monthly higher low to remain within this equilibrium. The direction that XLF breaks this monthly equilibrium is going to have significant implications for the broader market for me. But again, same thing as everybody else. Hourly uptrend is our guide. When we lose the hourly uptrend, we scout the daily higher low. What's the daily retracement? Do we get back more than half of the daily bounce? Can we confirm the daily uptrend? Apple earnings are tomorrow. That's definitely going to have an impact on the NASDAQ, although it's less of an impact. Why? Because everybody else has already reacted. When you're the first major tech name to have earnings, everything else reacts to it because they haven't had earnings yet. And the market looks to that name to say, oh, maybe there's some insight. And now that they've all gotten their earnings out of the way, they're all going to respond less to Apple, but it will still have an impact. And again, Apple's another chart where the monthly chart, no red flags. The consolidation here is perfectly normal. If you're going to go straight up for 7 months and hit a new all-time high, you got to consolidate as part of that eventually. If it's a bearish reaction, then we start looking at 50% retracement and we start creating space for a potential monthly lower high next bounce. But we're battling to hold monthly EMA 12. We'll see what earnings give us tomorrow. IWM getting a little bit of bounce follow through, so at least clearing the triple top from the last 3 days. And next we're looking up at 165.77. Again, tons of proving to be done here. You know, we don't even have a weekly bounce from last time around to measure retracement against. You know, this is where SPY and QQQ had the bounce like this, and IWM just did not participate. And that's because the growth names are still very weak. So I need to see a lot of proving still from IWM. You can see ARKK, same deal, very weak. They are clearly the weakest sectors. It's very fascinating what's going on in the market right now. This is the first time in my 6 years of watching crypto and stocks where stocks are trying to find a bottom, but overall weak. And the highest risk, highest reward sectors, growth, cannabis, etc., they're the weakest of the weak. Yet you have crypto going nuts. And by nuts, I mean like euphoria bull market nuts. In 2 days, sushi is up 100%. Sol in 2 weeks is up 100%. I mean, look at this list here. And this has been going on for 2 weeks now in the crypto space. It's very odd. It's very unusual for the market to have this much confidence in crypto when there's no confidence elsewhere. And so that means watch these crypto stocks because they are definitely lagging behind. And IWM and growth weakness is weighing on them. But if this keeps up, we're going to watch for a laggard move because we just broke it. Bitcoin just broke, confirmed a daily bull flag, and is now the highest level in 18 months again. And look at what these crypto stocks are doing after hours in response to that. So you look at this daily chart, nothing going on, trying to shape up a reversal. But when Bitcoin gets going, these stocks get going. And so now we're up almost 5% from the close on Riot and looking to gap up open tomorrow if Bitcoin can hold this move. So there's a lot of euphoria in crypto right now, and we're watching for these stocks to play some catch up. Riot, we're going to be looking up at 1137. Riot is a bit stronger than MARA in the short term, but everything's reacting here. I'm kicking myself a little bit just because I was that close to buying Riot at the close. Just seeing the confidence in crypto and saying Bitcoin's probably going to break resistance overnight tonight. But I do have a good bit of long exposure right now, and it's not very protected, so I didn't want to just continue pouring on the long at this point. So one thing we know is these crypto stocks will continue to give us volatility for day trading on a day in, day out basis as long as this Bitcoin volatility continues. Biotech sector, really nice high volume follow through from the highest volume day in 3 months yesterday. And again, weekly historical RSI levels. And we're going to have a little something on historical RSI levels in terms of an indicator we've been working on. But XBI, 3 or 4 times we've hit weekly 25 RSI in the 16-year history, and that's marked a bounce, and this week is no different. So weekly stair-step bull break. We will still have to confirm a daily uptrend once we top out, but a very nice start to the bounce for the bulls. And the first close over daily EMA 12. That has not happened in almost 2 months, 7 weeks. Hourly uptrend remains our guide there as well. So crypto stocks definitely on watch tomorrow. We'll see where Bitcoin stands tomorrow morning. The dollar. So failing to confirm the weekly bull flag, we rejected from resistance by 20-something cents. But bears have to start confirming downtrends. This is still, bulls still don't have a whole lot to worry about. I need to see an hourly downtrend confirm. Then I need to see a 4-hour downtrend confirm. If we're going to start talking about an inability to confirm a weekly bull flag. But with this bearish candle on the dollar, gold trying for a bullish candle, off daily EMA 12, got to confirm a 4-hour uptrend. And silver trying to hold its daily support. So tightening daily range on silver, but need the dollar to roll over for the metals to try and get back to the recent highs. Oil weakness on the inventory report gave back a morning bull move, and that's leading to the energy sector being the weakest sector that I'm seeing today, closing near the low of the day. It's a potential bear flag. And so when the S&P 500 sets atop of this bounce and starts daily consolidation, I'm going to be looking for the energy sector to try and see another leg down here. And again, just watching for potential rotation where the energy sector starts to become a lead bear, especially if oil can confirm that weekly downtrend. And we need to break 80.28 to do that on this futures contract, 80.20. We're knocking on the door. And again, the monthly rising wedge on the energy sector. I have a feeling we'll be talking about that into 2024 as we approach that support. Natural gas equilibrium continues to tighten up. So talked about the possibility of a cup and handle, but as soon as we see this candle here, the bull flag is no longer in play. So then we go to equilibrium. So high, low, lower high, higher low is now set. 342.8 support, and anything under 363 will continue this tightening range, and we'll look for a break potentially on the inventory report tomorrow, but it is still a pretty wide range. So a little bit of confidence returning. I mean, again, the crypto sector has had this confidence for 2 weeks now, but some confidence returning to stocks. The key is the trend, right? The daily uptrend is still needed. Bounce all you want, bulls. Create space that changes probabilities. The more, before today, probability of confirming a daily uptrend, I would say is, 30% chance. And after today, I'm going 55% chance. And if we get a green day tomorrow, then it'll go up to 65. It's just the more space you have to work with, the easier it is to form a higher low. And so the big question is, can the bulls do this? Can they shape up a daily uptrend for a couple week bounce to try and get everybody talking about seasonality again and to try and shape up monthly higher lows? So burden on bears on the hourly chart to lose the hourly uptrend to start daily consolidation. Burden on bulls on the daily chart to gain a daily uptrend. And it's probably going to take into next week because we got to top out. We got to pull back a couple days. We got to continue for a couple days if the bulls are going to be able to pull that off. Feel free to ask any questions. As always, hope you're fantastic. Do good things.